everyone. I'm Srishti and I'll be your host for this insightful session today. Thank you all for taking the time to join us from across the regions, and it's great to see such an enthusiastic audience gathered to explore how artificial intelligence is actually shaping the way we live. Before we begin, just a few quick notes. The session would be recorded and we'll be sharing the recording with you post that. We'll be having a Q&A round at the towards the end of the session, so please feel free to drop any questions or any doubts during the session and we'll be happy to answer. You'll also be receiving your participation certificate after the event. But before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our partner for today's session, ETX Philippines, who has co-hosted this learning experience with us today. We are joined by Mr. Rico Batista from ETX Philippines, and I'd like to invite him to briefly introduce his organization and share a few words with how ETX is contributing to empowering professionals through technology and digital learning. Mr. Rico, over to you.
Thank you very much, and good evening and or good afternoon to all of our participants. And again, from ETX PH and AI CERTs, we would like to thank you all for joining us in this very important webinar. There were 150 people who dialed in, who registered with all of us for tonight, and we expect that many will be joining us. And I sent a reminder that for your e-certificates, the name that you use on your Zoom will be the names that will be printed on the e-certificate by the end of this session. So I would suggest that you already rename your Zoom participation so that what the e-certificate that you will receive will be according to the name that you want to be printed on the e-certificate. Okay, so maybe just to get started, can I get some chat on how are you feeling today, whether this evening or this afternoon? So anything from the chat, so you can chat to everyone. How are you feeling? Good. Okay. Great. Great. Okay. So cool. Wow. Cool. Good. Okay. Thank you very much. Wonderful. And maybe I'd like to ask you all, what are your expectations for tonight's webinar or for our webinar today? So maybe you can type also a few things on our chat. So what are your expectations for tonight? Okay, so many things are coming in. Okay, so maybe we're prepping up. On life is swift, moving, but exciting. To learn how to lead in the age of AI and to implement it company-wide. Learn more on how to apply AI in my executive coaching. Okay, so I think there are a lot of expectations that we have for tonight. And again, as I've said, we in ETX PH and AI CERTs, we are grateful that you have joined us in this session, and we hope that you'll be able to learn a lot. And just so we can properly set the tone for our webinar tonight, we'll be showing you a short video. And this is a video that somehow will give us some understanding on how AI is actually affecting a lot of us already. So can we already share our video?
It seemed like a normal news report until the end.
Because I'm not real.
Last night, UK audiences watching a show about AI taking jobs, stunned to learn that was happening in front of their eyes.
In a British TV first, I'm actually an AI presenter. I wasn't on location reporting this story. My image and voice were generated using AI.
Before that point, the documentary had shown the host reporting in multiple settings, explaining it was part of a deliberate on-screen stunt to show just how convincing artificial intelligence has become. The dramatic reveal, just the latest demonstration of AI's growing influence.
3 seasons and a podcast.
Last month, Hollywood responding to the debut of a 100% AI-generated actress, Tilly Norwood.
You are suddenly up against something that's been generated with 5,000 other actors.
But fears of AI's growth going beyond the screen, with many American workers worried about the very question posed in that documentary.
So we want to find out, will AI take your job?
One major AI company, Anthropic, has said the technology could eliminate up to 50% of entry-level jobs as it improves.
At some point, we're going to get to AI systems that are better than almost all humans at almost all tasks.
But many saying the technology also creates jobs, and a recent study showing that benchmark app ChatGPT has not upended the labor market. But during the massive growth of AI, a reminder of just how realistic it's becoming.
And guys, just to put into perspective how advanced this technology already is, the network says the host was created without a single frame of real-world filming, making a completely digital human that capable of delivering a nuanced on-camera performance. We're in the early innings of what's going to be some big changes.
Scary.
That's why when we flub all the time, you know that we are real.
Live TV, baby.
Yes, upside.
Okay, so that basically shows how AI is already like taking over many things in the world. So there's this news reporter who has been generated by AI, and even Tilly Norwood, which is a Hollywood star at this moment, and she was purely created as an AI. So now the question is, how will it impact the things that we're doing? And for tonight, the topic really is on how we as leaders, even as a personal leader, can navigate this world of AI. But let me first introduce to you our company, ETX PH. So ETX PH is all about empowering transformation and sustaining growth. So we started this company to be able to really look at how we can launch a leadership and business consulting firm in this country that offers holistic capability building to help transformation to individuals and organizations. And that's what we basically do in ETX PH. And I am the CEO and one of the company founders of this company. Just moving on, the things that we're doing in our company are focused on these areas. We do business and tech consulting. So we talk to companies on how we can be part of their digital and AI transformation. We also conduct leadership and sales development seminars. We also do employee and staff engagement activities, including AI certification and training, which actually is one of the focus areas that we will be discussing for tonight. Just moving on. So these are some of the AI certification and training that are available from ETX PH and AI CERTs. So we offer this. You actually can visit us in our website, www.etx.ph, and there you can see the many courses that we can offer so that you can have a first mover advantage in terms of where AI can help you in terms of the role that you have. So the next slide will just basically tell us some of the courses that we offer. I will not discuss anymore these things in detail, but we have a professional course. We have also technical course. So and these are the things that we hope that you will consider at some point why you should get certified in AI and what you will gain in having your certification and training in AI. So again, I'm Rico Bautista, the CEO of ETX PH, and we hope that you will visit us in our website and you will also follow us in our social media. Please follow us in our Facebook page, particularly those of us who have joined us tonight. So it's ETX PH on Facebook. And if your experience tonight will be a positive one, please send us a review so that we can continue to get in touch with you and you can continue to understand what are the things that we're doing, especially in the world of AI. With that, thank you very much and good day to all of you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rico, for that wonderful introduction and for your continued partnership with us in making learning accessible and impactful. We are delighted to have ETX Philippines collaborate with us for this initiative today. Now, moving on to the main session, I would like to introduce our speaker, Mr. Mohan Sindhu. Mohan has spent over a decade in the professional training and IT enablement space, and over the last 5 years, he has focused extensively on helping organizations and professionals master Microsoft Dynamics 365 customer engagement apps and the Power Platform through practical, hands on training. What truly sets Mohan apart is his belief that technology should feel simple, not intimidating. He has a remarkable ability to break down complex concepts into real world, relatable examples that teams can actually use in their daily work. Whether it's AI, automation, or CRM capabilities, he focuses on not just what the technology does, but how it genuinely improves the way people work. With this strong field experience, practical mindset, and passion for human centric learning, Mohan brings a grounded and refreshing perspective on how AI is redefining leadership and the modern workspace. We are really excited to have you, Mr. Mohan.
Thank you so much for that. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on the time zone that you are, depending on the geography and the region that you are in. As it's already been said, that my name is Mohan Sindhu, so that's who I am. And I come with the decade-long experience in training and development domain. Now, everybody's talking about AI. AI is this, AI is that. It is dangerous. It is not dangerous. It is the next gen technology. So I'm sure you all must have had some thought about AI at some point in time, isn't it? Right? Somebody must have thought whether it's something that you should go ahead and learn so that you could go ahead and excel at your workspace, or you must listen to people who are actually working on it, and based on their story you go ahead and implement it in your life. So let me hear from you all. What do you really think about AI so far, so that I get a fair idea of the kind of audience and the mindset that we have for them. I see that we have there are almost 50 plus people who've joined in from different part of the world. There are people from India, there are people from Philippines. Welcome all of you to the session. So let's make it, it's going to be, the session is going to be for 30, 40 minutes. So let's not make it one side download. I really would appreciate if you all can contribute equally. So I'm going to throw this question to you. What is AI for you? Let's answer this very simple question before we go ahead and talk about anything else. Come on, all those answers are welcome. I'm waiting, I'm looking at the chat so that you guys can respond and we could take it forward. And if you don't, then no worries. I would be there to help you understand what AI is and how it has been peeking into our lives every day and every front almost. Okay, I'm also sharing the screen. I hope this screen is visible to all of you. AI is a mean for work efficiency. Thank you, Arnold. Good to know that. But this is what it means for you. Okay, what else, people? Okay, let me break it down for you. As I've been known to break down complex topics into simpler and easy to understand information. So this topic is going, like the webinar is going to be about whether is AI the end of leadership or it's really an evolution. We'll come to that part, but before that, let's just understand what exactly AI is, right? AI stands for artificial intelligence. That's what AI stands for, which is basically you are trying to mimic human intelligence. Like, as humans, we have capability to think, we have capability to understand patterns, we have capability to process certain information, learn from it, and implement it in our work, right? The way you walk, talk, hear people say things, it's all these are all those capabilities of human to process the information and make sense out of it. When we say AI, it's the you are trying to mimic human intelligence with machines. That's what AI is. So if you talk about capability of thinking, can system do that? No, it cannot do that, but it can replicate what you have been able to think so far. Okay, can it write a poem for you? Yes, it certainly can. Can it give you suggestions? It can. Can it predict what might happen next based on the historical data? It certainly can. So let me give you some real world examples. Thank you so much, people, for adding these answers. I see Jeff has answered, and I also see Jane has answered, and so has Ella. Thank you so much, people. Now, let's go ahead and make it simplified. See, AI is no longer a futuristic concept. So if you're living in a bubble thinking that uh, we'll see when it will come to us, let me break this myth for you guys. It's already working, it's already implemented in our lives. How it is implemented? Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions. How do you unlock your phone when you're using a smartphone? Uh, has anybody used face recognition? Like you put the camera in front of you or you put the phone in front of you and it gets unlocked. Have you experienced that? Yes, no, maybe. Come on. Okay. Yes. So yes, we that is AI doing the job for you. Okay. There is your face gets captured, the data gets matched with the database that is with the company, phone company, and your phone gets unlocked. That is AI doing the job for you. You are in the gym, you're working out really hard, and all of a sudden, Spotify suggests you this song that can boost your motivation, right? Or you're watching something on Netflix with your loved ones, and it suggests you the movie that can lighten your mood and help you feel happy about it. That's AI for you. You log into Amazon, and all of a sudden you see the product that you have been thinking about. Okay, that's again AI giving you suggestions about the product. And how is it doing it? It's based on your watch history, it's based on the content you've been surfing on internet, or the product that you've been trying to search for. All of that is AI in place. You know, you when we talk about healthcare, these days there are machines. There are literally robots performing surgeries in healthcare sector, right? In logistics, there are machines doing jobs for you, be it packaging, be it manufacturing certain products, right? So in supply chain management, inventory management, has anybody heard about that Amazon store, like no human store? That is from Amazon. So you just walk into that store and you pick up the item that gets added to your cart automatically. You pay at the checkout counter and you take it and walk out of this. No interaction with human whatsoever. That's AI. Okay. Let me give you more example. There are self-driven cars as well. You must have heard about these Tesla cars. There is no driver sitting in the car. It's completely autonomous, right? So AI is there in our lives to that extent. As simple as unlocking the phone to those self-driven cars. There is AI at every place. Now, when we already have AI to that extent, then the question that has been raised for today's webinar, whether AI is the end of leadership or is the evolution, it's a genuine question. Okay. Now let me tell you what we are going to do. The agenda for this: we do have introduction, how AI is important for modern executives, the strategy, like how do you move from vision to execution in case you plan to implement AI. Then we would also be talking about ethics. So introduction is going to be there. We're going to talk about the strategy. We're also going to talk about ethics. We would be keeping it people centric. So we talk about how could you make that workforce empowered enough to be future ready for every obstacle or challenge that you might be faced at work front. Okay, how do you find the solution for the situation that you have in hand? We'll talk about it. And last but not least, there will be Q&A. If you would have questions, we'll have those questions addressed. Okay, so are you excited enough to carry on with the content that we have planned for you today? Give me a thumbs up if you are. Thank you, people. Okay, so when we talk about defining leadership in the AI era, you might have questions. Let's just go ahead let's get real for a second. There's a lot of noise about out there about AI every day. Someone is declaring that the leadership is kind of dead, manager would be replaced, and the robots are basically going to clock in the next Monday, probably. Okay, but if you look at how leadership has always worked, which is literally rooted in judgment, trust, and real human connection. So it hasn't gone away no matter what kind of revolution we've had. So far, there have been 4 industry revolutions. The first revolution was when we talked about machine. Second, when we did talk about electronics. Third was when we introduced computer. And fourth, which we are living in right now, it's AI. When we have AI introduced in at workplace. Okay, so there have been 4 industry revolutions, and did it erase leadership from the picture? The answer is no. And can AI do it? The answer is again no. But can a leader be replaced by another leader who is more competent in the AI domain? The answer is certainly yes. We have a CEO today, and tomorrow we might look for another CEO who's way more competent in the AI domain. This certainly can be done, but can AI eradicate human race from the workplace? The answer is no. You can never be replaced. But yes, certainly people can replace people when they are able to advance their AI knowledge. Okay, so when we talk about defining leadership in the AI era, okay, you need to understand that as a leader, you need to have a vision, you need to have the empathy, and then you should also be the right judge to make calls when we talk about AI implementation. So when you are able to imbibe these skills, then you could be a leader who's going to survive this um, this wave of AI that we have in today's workforce. Why AI is important? It's important. Like, now let me put some example here. If I talk about like 1990s or maybe early 2000, okay, or not early 2000, like around 2000, 2005 or 6, we had companies like Nokia. They were the pioneer in cell phone industry, but they were wiped because smartphones were launched and they could not keep up with the standards. So same thing, no matter how long you've spent in the industry, what kind of name and brand you've been able to build for yourself, if you are not able to keep up with the industry standards, you would be eventually wiped out. Okay, and that is the reason every company is moving towards AI. Because I've given you some example at the beginning of the webinar that how AI is playing vital role in our lives. Like you get up in the morning, you get to know about the temperature. You get up in the morning, you get to know about the stock market updates, whether it is whether it is on rise or it's in fall, right? Netflix suggesting new movie. You wear a smartwatch that keeps track of your health information, and based on that, it suggests you that how many steps do you need to walk every day to keep your heart health right. Okay, so these are all those tasks we have in play, or these are all those things where AI has already intervened. So you're not exempted from the AI realm. Let me put this forth to you. Okay, and that is why we say it's no longer an option. It's no longer an option. If you think it's an option, and you're living in a bubble, and you think that it might come to me in next few years, no, it's right here, right now. Everybody's using it already. And let me tell you, if I talk about the history of AI, it started way back in 1950s. Okay, so it's not something that has just started yesterday or like few years back. It started in 1950s. We had code-based AI. Like there were rules written that if this happens, then that could be the result. So if that's how it was. Then came machine learning. Then came deep learning. Then came NLP, neuro linguistic programming. Okay, natural language programming, not neuro. And then came computer vision. Then came generative AI, which is the latest. ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok. They are all latest in AI context or in our AI domain. Okay, so it's no longer there. When I'm saying it started in 1950s. So you can imagine the kind of evolution we've had so far. Okay, the video that we just watched, played by ETX, we saw that it is literally replicating the way we've been seeing television. There are AI generated actors acting and maybe doing much better job than humans could have done. Okay, so it's imperative. It's no longer an option. Pull up your socks. Be ready to learn AI so that you are indispensable. Okay, let's talk about some statistics here. As per certain market research, it's it's anticipated that you would have growth in AI domain. You, it's projected to be around $15.7 trillion. And trust me, it's not a small number. It's a huge number. Okay, 36.8% growth, not small at all. Okay, so it's high time we be serious about it if you're not already. Let me look at some charts if there are any. Okay, okay, it's from Rico. Now, so these are some of the facts. So how could you go ahead and what is it that you could do? Now, the question, we again come back to the question what we started with, that is AI the end of leadership? I've already answered this, that no, it's not. But can somebody else who know AI better than you replace you? The answer is certainly yes, it can do it. Okay. So how do we go ahead and take care of this? So this is a problem, right? So in that scenario, you become that AI equipped or the person who is equipped with AI knowledge, who is irreplaceable. And how are you going to do this? You need to have a vision, and that vision needs to be executed in a way that the learning is not impacted, you don't have the existing processes hampered, and you are still able to keep up with the industry standards. Okay. First, let's say if you own an organization, you are a part of CXO Club, or maybe if you're a base level employee, right? You can contribute at every front. It's not that if you are a CEO of the company or if you are the owner of the company, only then you could make a difference. No, even if you're a base level employee, start using AI, probably to write email, probably to summarize those documents, probably to improvise the email that you're writing with Copilot, ChatGPT, Gemini. There are a lot of tools available, and AI is no longer it has been democratized by Microsoft and OpenAI, so that every person on earth can go ahead and access it. So whatever level you are employed at within an organization or at personal front, you can go ahead and first start by identifying opportunity. Like, where are we standing right now? Okay, are we at the verge of disappearing, or we are starting, or what exactly? Where are we standing right now in terms of the gap analysis? Like, the gap from using AI to not using AI. Okay, then you assess to what extent are you ready, like the workforce you have, are they really ready to look forward to the growth or to look forward to that AI implementation at work? Then you go ahead and implement it in different phases. Don't just go ahead and throw it at your people. Hey, here's the AI course, learn it and go ahead and implement it from next day. Trust me, you'd set yourself for failure. Don't do that. Do it in phases. Okay, and then involve all your stakeholders, align them with the same thought. Okay, make people understand that if you're bringing in a new tool which is AI powered or AI enabled, it's not there to replace them, but it is there to assist them. Okay, we do have market analysts, they're business analysts, they're business developer. Have they lost their job because AI is there? No, the answer is no. But are they doing better than what they could have done in past? The answer is certainly yes. Right? You must have seen that now there are organizations who are taking help from AI and using AI tools. They are able to save time, energy, and efforts all. And whatever time, energy, and efforts they are able to save, they are using it to make their product and services better. Okay, so that is how your approach should be, from vision to execution. Now, these are some of the challenges you might face while trying to execute it. You might face challenge because the data is growing. As an organization, you might have multiple touch points where your customers are interacting with you. They are they're leaving footfall on your website. They are connecting with you on your mobile application. They're connecting with you on social media platform, right? Liking, sharing, subscribing to your channels. So that's all data as an organization, and data is the new oil. If you're not able to manage it properly, you again setting yourself a failure, right? Security risks, because we've been talking about that with AI on boom and AI developing every day, coming up with new breakthroughs every now and then to what extent it could cause risk to the security. You need to understand as a leader here. And how do you go ahead and scale it further is again something you would be paying attention to. Start small, make it big in time, not everything at one go. Okay, so you got to be extremely careful about this. Then responsible leadership. So when you could be a leader who is inclined towards AI implementation, but at the same time you need to make sure that you do have ethics and transparency at the heart of that implementation. Okay, not at the cost of, see, if I like the other day, I was reading one article, and if I tell you what that article said, the article said that with AI and boom, you are in need of a lot of data centers. You are in need of a lot of energy that needs to be consumed for running those systems. Who are uh, enabling this AI systems. So that is kind of racking the planet for us. It's killing those rivers, it's killing those lands, those agricultural lands, and causing pollution because we are releasing carbon more than ever we could have ever done. Okay, so these are some of the aspects you can be attentive towards as a responsible leader: sustainability, security, and people centric. Because when you're using AI and you are using AI, would be as good as the data that you have fed it into. If you have not fed good data to AI, you would not be able to get good results from it. Let me assure you this. Okay. And the data is going to come from people. So their safety, security should be paramount for you as a responsible leader. There are principles, those have been set by UNESCO and um, Economic Union or European Union. There are EU AI Act that we have. There is GDPR. There is HIPAA. There could be different compliances based on the country that you are part of. As a leader, it is your duty, it is your responsibility that you make sure that if AI is being implemented, it is in guidelines with the industry regulations and all those compliances. Those have been led by different entities across the globe. Okay. So here we have some real examples of who have been able to make a difference. NVIDIA, right? The biggest company in tech, Google, Amazon, Meta, they all have done this job, amazingly, of making sure AI is in every business process that's there in the organization, and making sure that it does not compromise the integrity and safety and security of people, process, and product. Okay. So you could read through the slide. These are some of the examples that have been coded in here. Then comes, how do you start? Like, these are the governance bodies that we have. Like there's EU AI Act, and there are global norms for using AI. Then when you mix this with human oversight, I can assure you, you'd have an AI solution which is the best. Because no matter what kind of content you're able to generate using AI, have you ever seen this? That the moment you generate AI, it always suggests you that go ahead and read it because it's AI generated, there could be errors. Did you experience this? Did you try it ever? Like, when you generate anything on ChatGPT, it tells you that it is AI generated. Still, we recommend you go ahead and read it to if there is any error or not. So that's what governance means. You look at the entity compliances; those have been set by different regulatory boards across the globe, and make sure that as human we do not forget that we AI is there to assist us, not to do everything on our behalf. Okay, I probably could have made a video and let it play on this particular webinar, but would it be able to keep up with the questions those are being raised in this very webinar? The answer is no, because again, it would be a pre-recorded video. Can it look at the chat on real-time basis and respond to it? The answer can be yes, can be no. However, the way a human would interpret other humans' emotion, AI would never be able to do so. Till now, that's how it is. But in future, again, we never know. By 2040, AI is evolved to an extent that it is capable of replicating human emotions too. So that's for the future. But for now, it's not to that part. So let's make sure we have humans oversight added whenever you go with AI implementation. Then we do talk about the team, because again, in the end, it's going to be your people who would make AI adoption or AI deployment of feasible for you when you have a team who's ready to learn and implement it, right? Like, imagine that as a company owner, you've learned it, and now your team does not know about AI. Do you think you could go ahead and have AI deployed? What do you think would happen if you know but your team does not? Come on, you could use the chat window to respond with your questions if you to respond with your answers. Okay, we'll wait for some time then. So, see, it cannot be a one-man show. Don't think of it like that. It has to be teamwork, because when you all come together to make sure that AI adoption has happened or AI integration is done at the core of every process that you have in the organization, that's when you would set yourself for success. Okay, so make sure you have a reskilling and upskilling plan in place. You are able to foster an environment wherein AI tools are seen as co-pilots, not as a replacement. Because if you would thread them that don't if you don't learn it, we'll take away your job, trust me, it's an unnecessary pressure you'd end up putting on your team members. Okay, so as a leader, it is your responsibility that you go ahead and foster this environment that where everybody's learning, not scared of what AI might do to them. Your team will remain informed as it's moving. Absolutely, Jeff. Thank you so much for answering. Yes, this is exactly what will happen if you do not have your team in sync. And then you could also look for cross-functioning, cross-pollination, right? One between data scientists and business domain. So knowing AI would not only help you, right? If I know about AI and if I don't know about the business, then again, I would not be doing the right job. Because knowing AI is one, it's a general knowledge. Like I might know English, but if I don't know how to use that English at the right platforms, would it make sense? It's of no use, right? So it's important that when you talk about cross-functioning team, you try to strike a balance between the teams who are expert in both the domains, or like who are expert in either of the domain, so that when you bring them together, you are able to leverage learning from both the teams. In your AI adoption, you have people who are expert of business processes. Then you also have technical experts who can let you know how a certain business requirement could be executed in the real-time scenario. Okay, that's how you could empower your team to be future ready for AI adoption. Now, again, when we talk about the future of work, what would happen at workplaces in forthcoming years? You would have augmentation, but no replacement. Okay, if you're thinking you'd be replaced, no, you cannot be, as long as you are able to keep up with the industry standards and industry learnings. Nobody can go ahead and replace you if you're good at your work. Okay, so the future workforce will be defined by human and AI collaboration. That's the term you need to be aware of. No matter what position you are at in the company, you are a base level employee, you are a mid management employee, you are part of CXO club or CEO club, you need to know what AI is doing, okay, and how there are different tools available that could help you do your job better. And once you are able to know this, then trust me, life is going to be much easier for you. You could enjoy your coffee sitting at your work and nobody would question. Okay. Now, I've been talking about certain skills, right? The future of work, the importance of AI. How could you make sure that your team is ready? How could you go ahead and deploy it in different phases, the AI adoption? Now, to help you inculcate all of these skills, there are courses launched by ETX and AI CERT as a company. And there is an exclusive course, which is AI Plus Executive. Now, what does this do? This is there to help you unlock the potential of AI in your business. So, by enrolling for this course and by completing this course, it's a 1 day course, entire 8 hours long course, where you have 8 modules, and each module talks about understanding AI, like different aspects of AI. Remember, I was talking about deep learning, NLP, computer vision, generative AI. So you do understand what exactly AI is at the core. Then, as an executive, how could you go ahead and opt for a strategy that could help you deploy AI-based solutions in your organization seamlessly? How do you stay compliance for certain ethics and laws? Those are there by different regulatory compliances. Okay. And what could be the future of work? So these are the learnings you'd be getting from this AI Plus Executive course, which is conducted by AI Cert Company. And see, these are the modules. So there are foundational modules that you have in this very course, where in understanding AI concepts, technology, strategies, and compliances. Then how do you implement it? Like, this would let you know what AI is and what is it that you could do. The second part of it would help you understand the applied modules, or like this would help you understand that whatever learning you've gained from here, and if it comes to deploy it in the business, how do you take care of it? How do you manage those AI projects if they are already going on? What is the future of work in AI context? How do you have those department specific applications, like for HR, finance, marketing, sales, customer service, right? There are different types of applications available that could leverage AI capability and help you be more efficient and productive. There is going to be an interactive workshop too, where you would be able to develop your own AI based solution. Okay. So that's the program structure we have. And now the question might come, like, who should enroll it? Okay. As an executive, like, who could leverage this particular course? So it could be like, as if you're a CXO, an executive, you can do that. If you're a director and VP, you can still do that. Business manager can also do that. Now, see, we don't discourage people from the base level employee to enroll for this course, but we say that the reason why it is going to be more beneficial for people from middle management and above, because this course is more like AI in understanding and AI adoption and deployment. Okay, so that as a leader who is keen and inclined towards AI implementation, they would take away the learnings from this very course. Okay. But if you are a base level employee and still want to enroll for it, just to gain a holistic understanding of what is AI and how you could deploy it or how you could use it in different walks of work, we still we say that go ahead and do it, and you will get some benefit out of this. So these are some of the AI specialized track, depending on the type of work that you do. If you are in the legal, you have AI for legal. There is for sales, nursing, PM, project managers, doctors, finance, HR, marketing. So you do have different AI tracks that could help you gain specialized knowledge about how AI can be tailored as per the industry, as per the role, as per the company, and use it uh, to get the most out of it. See, why we recommend using AI CERT platform for this. The reason, because you do have role based learning from coming with these courses. It's not generic course, so that would let you know what is AI and that's it. It's this course is going to help you that here's AI, but as a leader or as somebody who is a decision maker in the company, this is how you could go ahead and leverage this part of AI. Okay, we do have interactive workshops and we do help build an AI ready culture in organizations. So this was it in terms of whatever I had to talk about the topic we had for today. Now I'm sure this must have given you a clear idea. Can AI end the leadership? The answer is no. Can one leader end another leader's career, the one who knows more about AI? Answer is yes. So, which category do you want to be? Do you want to be the leader who know AI, or you want to be the leader who do not know AI? Choice is yours. Okay. And here's a quick recap of the webinar that we have. We did talk about the evolution of AI. We did talk about how do look into the strategic alignment of AI implementation. Ethics should come first. Do not go blind from this standpoint, from this aspect. It's important. If you don't consider this, trust me, there could be legal complications. At the same time, you would end up losing trust in your customers because there's no protocol followed to protect their privacy and security. And finally, empower people with by upskilling their teams. Okay. So if you have any question whatsoever, feel free to let me know now. We would also like to hear about what is your learning from this very course, what you've learned, and how did you feel knowing about all this information I've shared with you. Are you feeling at ease? Are you feeling more comfortable about what the future holds for you? If you are a leader, come on, we would definitely like to hear from you people. Thank you, Jeff, for mentioning. Glad that you found it informative. Okay, so if no question, then I would hand it over back to you, AI CERT team. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to speak. Take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohan, for this insightful and relatable session. For those who haven't, uh, I would say those who haven't yet, dropped their queries or questions, if they have any, please feel free to just drop them in the Q&A box. We'll be waiting for next 2 to 3 minutes more to just see if people have any doubts. And I would like to say that we had a very, very engaging audience today. People were actually quite of responding and they were actually interested in what has been shown throughout the session. And that makes me very happy seeing people are actually interested in learning about AI. So, are there any certificates? Yes, Franz, you will be able to get your participation certificate post webinar. So we do have a question, I think. Let me check. Yeah. So, Mohan, we have a question from Jane in the chat box. They're saying AI automate routine operations so that we can focus on higher value tasks. Give some examples of higher value tasks that human beings can pursue when AI takes care of routine tasks.
Okay. See, Jane, if I talk about today's work environment, you'd see people suffering a lot because of the work pressure that they have. Okay. So the very first task they can do is when AI takes care of the workload is relieve themselves from that pressure so that they feel normal. That's very first thing. And it is important. Trust me, mental health is as important as every other type of health. So that is my recommendation. If you're somebody who's bombarded with work, let AI do some tasks for you and you relax for a while. That is the very first task. Now talking about higher value tasks. So if you're into leadership, you know, as a leader, your um your aim and your target should always be that how could you go ahead and achieve more and make this company grow any further. So in that scenario, you when AI is doing those regular monotonous tasks for you, like copy paste or maybe generating content, when AI is already doing the automated tasks for you, you sit back, think about the product, think about the processes, think about the people, but how could you go ahead and improvise it further? Like if I talk about SMEs, I'm just taking one example here, and you could think about it too. When we talk about SMEs, subject matter experts, what do they generally do? Their core job is to answer questions related to the product. Okay, that is their core job. Now what if you take all their knowledge and add it into an AI solution and let AI solution interact with the rest of the organization? So their core job is handled by AI automation. As an SME, what can they do is they could think about improvising the product, they could think about improvising the services or bringing more innovation within the product. That is what they can do. And I've just quoted one example for SME. Similarly, every job role would have those core tasks that they would feel pressurized doing. And once it's taken care of by AI, then they certainly can have more room to think. And trust me, thinking is a job. When you think, because so far AI is not able to think like humans do or like humans can. So you do the thinking task, being a responsible leader or being a leader who is inclined towards growing their company. I hope that answers your question, Jane.
Definitely, definitely, Mohan. Thank you so much for your answer. And with that, I think we come towards the end of this session. I would like to thank everyone for being such an engaging audience. And a big thank you once again, Mr. Mohan, for your insights. And obviously to Mr. Rico and the ETX Philippines team for partnering with AI CERTs to make this session possible. We hope today's discussion has given a new perspective on how, what actual AI is and how it is impacting leaderships on a day-to-day basis. If you'd like to know more about the certifications, I would request you can reach out to either AI CERTs or ETX PH for more clarification. All the links have been shared with you in the chat box. Till then, yeah, take care. Bye bye.
Thank you very much to all. Thank you for joining.